Hey guys, Emil here. Hope everyone is doing great. So, we are a few hours away from the release of the first DLC character of Fate of Fury Steal the Walls, and that is, of course, Andy Bogard. Now, we talked about Andy quite a lot, and I'm really excited to finally get to play him again because, as I said, I tested the character back at EVO Japan, and we've had a few trailers, we had character breakdown, and he is so much fun. And I call him the Akuma of Fate of Fury because of how different he is this time around than the previous iterations. So in this video, we're going to talk about what SMK has announced today in terms of the update that is coming out with Andy tomorrow, as well as something about EVO, which is happening in a little over a month. So before we do that, a gentle reminder to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you are notified whenever I drop a video. Let's get to it. Alright, so Andy Bogard coming out tomorrow, of course, with his arcade, cutscenes and ending, as well as his episode of Southtown's episode. So that's pretty exciting for someone who loves the lore of Fate of Fury. But SMK has announced that there is some quality of life changes coming out to City of the Wolves starting tomorrow. And we're gonna go ahead and take a look at the changes here in a second that they have announced. Okay, so Fate of Fury City of the Wolves is going to be updated tomorrow to version 1.2.0, and this includes obviously Andy Bogard, new playable character, as well as some changes and extras. So first of all, Ronaldo CR7 is getting 5 new uniforms, and these, a lot of people are like, why is he getting 5 uniforms? Well, because these are basically the clubs that he used to play with. So, right now he's playing with the Nassau, but he also played with other clubs, and these outfits basically, gives the player the opportunity to change his outfit to that club that he used to play with. So that's the first thing. Then we have an event collab, Esports World Cup EWC. So City of Wolves will be a tournament title at Esports EWC, which is happening in about 2 weeks. And to mark the occasion, a special tie-in visuals will grace various in-game locations for a limited time, including the pre-match versus screen. As you can see, it says Esports World Cup, and that's pretty cool. I'm happy that they're doing that. So they are actually announcing, events, important events where the game is going to, play a big part of. I think that is pretty cool. We also have a revamped training mode. A lot of people, did mention that the training mode was missing some important stuff. And now we can see that it has been fixed. So looking at the changes, change the layout of the pause menu, reorganize options and categories. UI will now show attacks, attributes, and max damage. The pause menu parameters, deeper customization, dummy behavior, display, recordings, etc. There's also an important thing. Was it in here? No, that's the training mode. That's the missions. We're gonna, not the missions, but the tutorial. We're gonna see that in a second. There's a story log section added to EOSC, and that allows you to replay some of the scenes and revisit some of the scenes from the episode of Southtown. Now, some of them actually are quite awesome. They add to the characters. Some of them are just, they feel like filler episodes. But the cool thing about this mode is that it feels like it's update friendly, so it's probably going to get updated in the future, hopefully. EXP allocator, so you can now earn XP for EOST level ups by playing other modes. So beef up your EOST character while enjoying the games as a whole. All playtime for release till now will be converted into experience. I think that's pretty cool. So that's going to give us some pretty cool, abilities in EOST. Battle rule, just defense. Introducing a new battle rule, just defense. To clear this special stage, you'll need to successfully just defend a set of number of times before beating your opponent. It's the perfect way to up your JD game. So this is basically like an extra modifier in EOSC. And in my review of City of the Wolves, they said that EOSC needs a lot of work, and one of the things that it's missing is that the modifier is just not enough. So it's cool to see that they added more things. Friend requests, get notified whenever you receive a friend request. I think that's important. I'm happy it's there. Notification toggles, you can now turn the notifications on and off. Friend requests, room match invitations, etc. For consistency and usability, we've also moved the following option from your invite to the I think that's pretty cool. To the settings screen, receive invites. All right. Content unlocked. Get notified whenever you unlock movies, artworks, and other content. Pretty cool. That's important. News link. All right, so you have a news link now. Quick access to all the latest info and announcements. This is a cool thing. Okay. This is, most games are doing that now, so I'm happy to see it added. Speaking of additions, the Jukebox gets added 2 more things. So we have the Fate of Fury City of the Walls Volume 2. It's called Pasta Burger. Wow, all right. And Boss Scene 7, so that's something new. Pasta Burger, all right. I like that. Rev It Up Music Volume 2. Fate of Fury title Rave, Salvatore Ganacci, Terry and Andy, Joe, Salvatore Ganacci. So more Rev It Up Music. This is Volume 2, so more music to add it to the Jukebox. Cool. Easier access command list. View catches command list before you pick them up, so you can look at the command list and their moves in the select screen. I think that's a pretty cool thing. Control scheme online, offline specific settings. So you can change that, like depending on the mode, and you can set up so you have 2 selections now, one for online, one for offline. I think that's a pretty cool feature to have. Revised tutorial. Yes, tutorial was missing a few things. So now they added the quick recovery options. That's pretty important. And they updated the rev blow exercise, so it's now easier to understand. Again, these are all quality of life changes. Battle adjustments, arcade style. Now this is interesting. They changed the input of all the DP moves from 10 frames to 8 frames. Okay? Now they're not saying why, but a lot of people have voiced their concern that a lot of time you basically, like, if you walk in and then you do like a motion like a Hadouken motion or fireball motion, you get the DP by mistake, and the decrease in the frames for it so that it doesn't come out accidentally. I think that's really cool, and I can't wait to see the result, because that could solve one issue that a lot of people talked about. I think, again, I'm happy that SMK is listening. They're looking at what people are saying and they're adjusting these stuffs. Arcade style feint. Resolve feints could work for some characters even with the assign button held down. Alright, so again, those are bug fixes. Some combination attacks couldn't make up roll after low combination attack. Again, pretty cool stuff. Kind got some changes. I don't know how that's gonna, what's gonna do to some of the Schwartz lands. Changed the required input from successful revac, so from Schwartz, from 35 frames to 20. So that's a minor buff. Yes, it is. Not sure how that's going to affect the character. The thing is, a lot of people are, and we'll talk about this after. Let's finish this, but I'll talk about, a lot of people are asking for, why isn't there like a balanced patch yet? Marco Rodriguez, arcade style. All right, high dodge attack, move the foot hurt box forward, position adjusted to prevent unintended visual effects. The Hienshin Pukyaku resolved input timing was less lenient than the other moves. I felt that. I'm a Marco player, so I did feel that. I think that's good. Zanretscan, the rev blow. Inputting the rev blow at certain timings would result in its combination attacks variant instead. That is true. So again, few things here and there. T-Zoc, mid-air hurt box was smaller than intended. So he will get hurt a little bit more easier. Now T-Zoc is low tier, so T-Zoc fans are not going to be happy about this one. Beat Jenny, the heavy golf tomahawk rev meter would fill more than intended. So again, bug fixes here and there. Slightly reduce the size of the upper hitbox area. So the time, for Kevin, tiny nerf, I would think. Hotaru getting a counter hit after projectile reflection would lead to a grounded in hit state at certain timing. Again, just fixes. Hokutomaru reduced the size of the upper hitbox area. Some characters couldn't avoid the move. Alright, makes sense. Slide in resolve the game will treat Hokutomaru as being in a standing position during the move. Okay, that's cool. Kim No-Wan couldn't cancel the first hit of crouching smart combo into rev blow or hidden gear. So that's a fix, bit of a small tiny buff. Cristiano Ronaldo reduced the size of the upper hitbox. Some characters couldn't avoid the moves, they're kind of similar. Again, these are not, to be honest, these are not like buffs or nerfs, these are more like fixes. And for people who are saying, why haven't SNK done like a balanced patch, and because people play a lot of Billy and Kain and Hokutomaru. Well, to put it simply, it doesn't make sense to have a major change right before EWC, the World Championship, which is happening in 2 weeks. So I expect to have our first major balance change after EWC. But again, I'm so happy to see the support. I'm so happy to see that they're listening, they're looking at things, and like doing these quality of life changes. They improved the clone accuracy. The clones are so well done, but it's just not being used by people. And I think it's the way the clone system, like how you get to the clones, is a little bit not easy to find. I think hopefully that's gonna change in the future, because that's a really cool feature, to be honest. Resolved some issues with the trials. The gallery, there was an issue where Shang Fei doesn't show up in the real Battlefield 2 intro, so that's fixed. Removed some voices that were playing unintentionally. So again, all fixes. Frame saves, room match, button config, revise available pause menu options when spectating. That's good. Nightmare Geese, resolve some counter moves wouldn't behave as intended. Resolve several minor issues. So again, quality of life changes, which are very, very welcome. Again, don't expect a big balance patch until after EWC. The other thing is that SNK has announced that the next DLC character, this guy, Ken Masters from Street Fighter 6, is going to be playable at EVO 2025, which is happening in Las Vegas between August 1st and the 3rd. So this is going to be the first time people get to see Ken, a Street Fighter character done in SNK style in a modern game. Of course, this has been done with SNK vs Capcom, both Match of the Millennium and SVC Chaos. So pretty exciting times. Again, I cannot wait to have Andy available tomorrow. I'm planning to stream, play, test him, and I loved him so much that I'm really looking forward and even thinking about maining him. So let's see how that's gonna turn out. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.